Okay, hello everyone. I'm here, Jessica Addison, an intern at Atlanta Sex Therapy, where I'm here and specializing in communication skills and transitional skills for non-traditional couples. So for today, I have the 7 tools for anyone who's thinking about being in a non-traditional relationship. If you're already in a non-traditional relationship and you need to improve on some skills, I have some essential tools that will help you. So let's get into the first tool.
Before you get into the first tool, I just want to say good morning, everybody. So hold on, let me see if I can show myself. Good morning, everybody. So my voice is out, so we needed to do something different this morning. But this is Atlanta Sex Therapy. I'm Natalie. I'm still here. And this is my fabulous intern, Jessica. So happy Friday. Y'all hear my voice? I'm gonna shut it down and turn it back over to her. All right, Jessica, thank you so much for allowing
Thank
me to say good
you.
morning to my peeps.
No problem.
All right,
Okay, so our first tool, let's see, is owning your emotions. So anyone who knows non-traditional is anything but normal. So this is like new territory for anyone. So there's going to be a lot of big emotions of happiness, you're anxious, you're sad, you're envious, all those roller coasters that you're going to go through. So in that, own up to everything. Don't feel ashamed and say, this is something that I chose to do, so I shouldn't feel this way. We're all human. We all go through those big emotions. So don't feel bad about it. And once you're honest with yourself that, hey, I'm feeling this way, you can start to be honest with your partner as well. Say, for instance, if I had a couple who came in thinking about being in a non-traditional relationship and they have their first homework assignment of right now what characteristics, physical and mental, they want in their partners. And one partner might be excited, this is something fun, this is something new. And the other partner might look over and say, hey, you're getting a little too excited here. I'm still the main character in this movie. And they might ask, hey, isn't this exciting? What did you write? And they haven't wrote anything on their paper because they're so focused on why is my boyfriend and my girlfriend or my wife or my husband, why are they so excited? So I would advise them to speak up and let their partner know how they're feeling so they can start with the reassurance. And later on, I can tell you how you can reassure your partner and all your partners in your non-traditional relationship. So the first tool that we spoke about is own your emotions. And you see, I have all the other tools written out throughout the presentation that we're going to have you guys write those down. So you have these tools handy. So the first tool is own your emotions. The second is embrace those emotions. So like I said, the same couple that came in the office, they wrote out what they wanted in a partner. They found their partners. Now let's say the wife, let's call her Susan. She's going on her first date and Tim is at home. Susan has told Tim, hey, we're meeting at this restaurant. I'll probably be out for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I'll be back at this time. And Tim is like, okay, that's fine. I'll see you when you get back. Let's say Susan's been gone for like 30 to 45 minutes. Now it's really setting in the reality of my wife is out on a date. And Tim can feel all these emotions of anger. He's kind of anxious and he's not feeling pretty good about the decision that him and his wife have solely made of this non-traditional relationship. I would advise Tim to process these emotions, sit in these emotions, feel whatever you're feeling, but I would advise him to channel that into something productive. Work out. You can get a notepad and red marker, write angry, sad, mad, impatient, all those things so you can channel that adrenaline into something productive. And once you hit that little plateau of exhausting all that energy, kind of sit and think, what am I truly feeling? I've already checked in with my wife prior to her going out. I already know what's going on. Are these some characteristics that I had prior to us getting into this non-traditional relationship that us being in this new territory is truly unveiling? I might have some jealousy issues. I might have some things that I need to work on within myself. So you can choose what emotions you want to keep and what emotions you want to eliminate so you won't be in this place again. So I would advise them to do some kind of soul searching and see what's really going on.
Jessica, well, how
Mhm.
do you get rid of an emotion?
First, you have to acknowledge it
Okay.
and acknowledge where it's coming from, get to the core
Yeah.
of kind of working inside out, and then try to look for some coping skills of to kind of get you out of your element. Because a lot of times when we put things in the back burner, it kind of boils over. So facing it head on to why you're feeling this way, and doing some things like distracting. And I don't mean distracting by like not acknowledging it, but putting something productive in your schedule. So it can be out of sight, out of mind. So
Yeah.
you kind of know that like it doesn't need all that energy. It doesn't need that attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and with that, giving attention and reassuring everybody in a group in a non-traditional relationship, it can seem kind of like you run around with a chicken, like a chicken with its head cut off. Because how can I like multitask with all these people, no matter how small or big your non-traditional relationship is? But if you're somebody who doesn't like to give kisses and hugs, and one person likes gift giving, and you're kind of frugal, and you kind of have to start being kind of creative when you're dealing with different personalities, different people in your circle. So if you're a gift giver, but your new partner likes quality time, you sending flowers and say, "Hey, I can't make it." It's not going to feel good to them. It might feel good to you, but it's not going to feel good to them. So you have to know what each partner needs for that reassurance, tapping into those love languages so can make everyone feel reassured. And one way you can do that, we tell clients to do things like a code name, like, hey, Pickles. That means I'm feeling neglected. Okay, let's do something like reassurance jars. It can be a nice little mason jar. It can be a little cookie jar. You can go to like the Dollar General, Dollar Tree. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be fancy. Have that partner write out what activities or what actions that will make them feel reassured. Let them load that into a cookie jar that's labeled pickle. So that's when I'm feeling neglected. Once they say that code name, reach into that jar, no matter what that activity is, you do that. So they know that you hear them, you see them, you're abiding by what they say that they need. And when it comes to reassurance, if you go to a coffee shop, let's say Starbucks, everybody loves Starbucks, on Wednesday and drink your caramel ribbon crunch frappuccino and talk about the work week with one partner, don't do it with everybody else and schedule them back to back to back, because no one wants to feel like you're recycling the same reassurance activity and the quality time with them and everybody else. There's no authenticity in that. They don't want to feel like an afterthought. Everybody wants to feel special. So really have those conversations of what someone needs so you can make sure any quality time that you spend with them is customized just for them. So the first two tools that we have is owning your emotions and embracing those emotions. Tool number 3 is know yourself. Before you know before you know who you want to get in a relationship with, and that's traditional or non-traditional, you have to know who you are and who you would like to compliment you. So the 3 S's that I have for couples are self-examination, self-care, and self-esteem. Self-examination is just you taking a step back and wondering, who am I? What do I need? What are my flaws? What are my strengths? And with those flaws, if I know I'm a hothead, I don't need anybody else who's a hothead too. I need someone to kind of level me out and be my calm in my storm to keep me level headed. And self care is doing activities, going shopping, spa day, taking a walk, exercising, things that I need to stay afloat and get my mental in check and for my sanity. And with that, it can boost your self esteem to know who you are, know what you need, build you up and lift you up to where no one needs to come and do that for me. If you come and you are accompanying me and you're my companion, that's nice, but I don't need you to make myself feel better. And that is in, go ahead. You want to say something, Natalie?
Yeah, you can see my face. Are
Yeah.
you okay?
Yeah.
All right. you made a really good point, and I
Mhm.
want to make sure people are taking that point away with self-examination.
Okay.
And so when you are thinking about adding on a third partner to a relationship, a fourth partner to the relationship, you really have to think not only about what do I need, what am I looking for, what does my partner need, what are they looking for, but how this person will fit in our life. What are we wanting this person to bring? What is going to be a good fit and what is not going to be a good fit? And it's I want people to give it the same care that they do to picking a primary partner. Like, what is the vision you have for your life with that? What is this? What are you wanting this third partner to do? Is it just have sex? Okay, let's say that and let's put that out on the table. And how does that look? Is it to have sex plus go to concerts? Is it to have somebody else to raise the babies so that we both can work? And so, really being honest with that self examination of yourself, of the current relationship, and the needs that you guys have. So, a lot of times I see people and they're so excited because trying to find a third person can be difficult, right?
Mhm.
Or fourth person in a relationship because we have so many dynamics. And so what we'll see is people will get into these relationships. Gotta sneeze. Okay, that's why I don't need to be talking. Okay, so let me say this and then let me stop. I've seen people they get into these relationships and then it's not a good fit. Like nobody sat down and figured out, is this a good fit? And that's a really good thing to talk to a therapist about. Like who do you think we need to be looking for? What milestones do we need to be aware of in our life? Um, so for example, if we have let me try to think of a good example. So let's say we have a young couple and they decide they want to add a third, but the wife wants to get pregnant and the other person they add wants to get pregnant too. And so that may be a good fit, it may not be a good fit, but that's something that we got to think about. Like some people only want to that's where they're lying. We can have all of the partners, but I'm the only one who wants to be the one who bears the children. I feel like that was on a TV show. Oh, it was. It was Altered Carbon, and the wife was like, "I'm the one who has the kids. Nobody else gets to have kids. You can sleep with whoever you want, however you want, and on this particular show, but I'm the one who has the kids." And so it became a problem when he got a girl pregnant with that. Um, and so I hope I didn't ruin the show for somebody who hadn't saw Altered Carbon yet. So I just really want people to go deep on that self-examination piece and not themselves, their partners, and what their relationship can handle. Okay, my voice is gone.
No problem. Thank you, Natalie. And I think a lot of people have a misconception when we talk about non-traditional poly couples. They think, well, you don't like me, or am I not enough? Those comments come from everywhere. And I don't want people to think that being in a poly relationship is to replace, it's more so to extend. And we love the analogy of like a melting pot. If anybody who cooks, you're supposed to taste as you go. And you might taste what's going on in the relationship. What do I need to add? What spice do I need to add? What doesn't need to go in here? It might be powering. So I want you guys to think of it like that. Like, don't think of someone taking your partner away, because that's really selfish. And those are big emotions that happen when you want to transition into a non-traditional relationship. One little thing that people can do, if you're like me, I like to people watch, and what better place to people watch is at the airport. So sometimes you might not know what's out there. So you might need a people watch, and I know you can't judge a book by its cover, but at the same time, you might see people in different scenarios just people watching and just being an eyewitness and say, hey, I want someone who's assertive like that. I want someone who knows how to get what they want. I want somebody who's tall like that, has that hair color. So it can kind of help you know what's going on in the dating world. And we're in Georgia. So there's a lot of different people in Atlanta that we didn't even know had that much confidence to come out the house or to act this way. And it might be something or a spice we want to add to our melting pot. So people watching is a great way to see what's out there in the dating pool. So the 3 tools that we have, again, if you're writing this down, it is own your emotions, embrace your emotions, and know yourself. The 4th tool, I think this is what we say to all couples, is communication. Communication is the universal key to everything. A lot of disagreements, a lot of topics that we bring up to couples, and we ask the golden question, have you guys talked about this? And they most of the time say, no, we never discussed this. We never had that conversation. And if you're not having that conversation in your primary relationship, it's going to be a tool that you're going to need with all these different people that you're adding on and wanting to be in a non-traditional relationship. And a good activity that you can start off in doing is like an active listening and clarification technique where someone is expressing an idea or a perspective to you and you're completely silent, letting them get their word out. And when you respond back, you're not responding with your perspective. You're responding, repeating word for word what they said and clarifying, is that what you mean? And once it's clarified from that partner, then you come back with your response. So a lot of times, like the Dan and Tina couple, let's say telling Dan, hey, you don't clean. I need help. The house is a mess. And he might say, so you're saying I'm sloppy. You're saying that I'm lazy. And with that, you can try to switch that so you can get your point across and you can kind of clarify what's going on so no one kind of goes below the belt. Because sometimes in arguments, the topic of what we first started talking about gets lost in the crossfire. So with that, I would advise Tina to say what she feels, but in that, instead of saying you, use the word I. Maybe I feel overwhelmed. I need some help around the house. I feel like I'm cleaning up by myself or I'm doing things by myself. Dan can come back and say, so you feel overwhelmed. You feel like you're doing things by yourself. You feel like you need help. With that, she's clarifying everything she says. And with Tina, she's not saying you, because when we hear you, we automatically see red and think, you're talking about me. I'm in defense mode. I'm going to start an argument. I feel offended. But when you say I instead of you, you're separating the problem and the person, and you're letting them know how you feel, and not more so putting blame on them. So the 4 tools that we have already is own your emotions, embrace your emotions, know yourself, and communication. So number 5 is show affection. Like we said before, in non-traditional relationships, you're dealing with new people. Everyone is different. If you and your primary partner love quality time, love laying on the couch, watching your favorite TV show, your new partner likes gifts, they're not going to be feeling pretty loved or feel any type of affection by an invite of sitting and watching TV with you guys. They're going to want a gift per se. So having that conversation, using those communication skills and learning what everybody's love language is with each partner. And an exercise that I like to tell couples is behavior over emotions. Let's say Dan and Tina came in the office and said, I want him to love me more. Okay, I would kind of challenge that and say, what does loving you more look like? Well, loving me more would be sending me flowers to my job on Wednesdays or on Fridays, letting me know he's thinking about me. Okay, so that's something that I would advise her to express to Dan and to let him know, hey, I know you care about me, but this is kind of what I need this to have that affection, to know that you're really in this, you really care, and I'm very important to you. So don't be afraid to do things stepping out of your box. You're already stepping out of your box. I mean, it's non-traditional relationship. Get to know these people, know what needs to work so you can make everybody feel equal, everybody feel important, and you can show affection and let them know what you need as well. So the tools we have is tool number one, own your emotions. Tool number two, embrace your emotions. Three, know yourself. Four, communicate well. Five, show affection. The sixth tool is respect others. A lot of people think when you're in a non-traditional relationship, you have no right to say your partner shouldn't cheat on you. Isn't that what you guys do? You guys just sleep around with everybody. And that is not the plan. That's not the plan. That's not even what a non-traditional relationship is. Sometimes non-traditional relationships are more organized than traditional relationships because they set out and they make a plan of this is what we're doing. This is how our relationship works. This is how it's going to function. And they have everything planned out. So sticking to that plan is the way that you can respect others. And a lot of people, let's say Dan and Tina, let's say Tina is bisexual, and let's say that they want to explore or they want to expand Tina's love and affection by adding a woman to their relationship. And that woman is solely for like a friendship with Dan and a romantic relationship with Tina. Let's say Tina's family is not very supportive of the non-traditional relationship. They're more so they're not supportive of the non-traditional relationship. They're even more not supportive because she wants to bring a woman into the relationship. That's the perfect opportunity for Dan to step in and support his partner, to stand up for his partner, and they can start creating a bond of loyalty, support, in absence of the support they would want from their family and friends. And that's very big, to let somebody know that you're there, you support them, and you will always be there for them. And it can make your bond in the relationship very strong. Another concept that kind of fits into this is compersion. Compersion is when someone takes joy in watching their partner embrace or feel happiness or pleasure with other partners. So Dan can feel happy that Tina is really living her truth. She's exploring both options because she's bisexual, and it's making her mood throughout the day become better because she has this sexual freedom, this freedom in her love life to be whoever she wants to be. And when she create that comfortable space, faithfulness and being respectful, it becomes very common because you don't have to hide behind anyone's back. You don't have to hide behind your partner's back if you want to explore different things with different people. So the tools we have so far are tool number one, own your emotions. Tool number two, embrace your emotions. Tool number three, know yourself. Tool number four, communicate well. Tool number five, show affection. And tool number six, respect others. So our last tool is plan and set boundaries. In a non-traditional relationship, if you are not organized, this is the best time to get organized because there are a lot of things going on, a lot of quality time that's going to be planned out, a lot of date nights that's about to be planned out, and some new people who have their own responsibilities and jobs that you have to kind of work around their schedule as well. So one thing that is a great tool is an online calendar. And these are things where everybody has a link to a calendar that kind of shows what available time everybody has. And with that, it can kind of create some comfort and reduce any type of miscommunication because one might feel you're neglecting me, you're avoiding me, but it's simply, I don't have the time. Let's say Dan and Tina are two business execs who work out of town a lot. So they're free time is very limited, they can plug in what their availability is in that online calendar and they can kind of schedule that time. And a lot of times when we have clients, when we bring up scheduling anything, they're like, oh no, because it's supposed to happen organically. And if it's not organic, then it's forced. But as adults, we have to plan out a lot of stuff. I have a lot of timers and sticky notes around my house, and I need that to stay afloat so I can be organized. And it should be no different in your love life or anything else. So an illusion of what everyone needs and how much time they need is written out there. If you know you're someone who needs cuddling time on hump day to kind of get you through to the weekend, you need to schedule that. And once you open your mouth and let everybody know, hey, this is what I need so I can feel reassured, so I can feel good about this non-traditional relationship and this transition, everyone else will respect it too. You'll be surprised when you open your mouth and have those conversations. Everybody respects it and it's in the same predicament as you. So you guys can kind of get a flow of what everyone needs and you guys can plan accordingly. So the 7 tools that we have is own your emotions, embrace your emotions, know yourself, communicate well, show affection, respect others, and plan and set boundaries. Now, these tools, like I said, I'm going to keep it up here so you guys can kind of write it down. But like I said, this is for anyone who is thinking about getting in a non-traditional relationship, who is already in a non-traditional relationship and never knew, hey, maybe this is why we're having these issues. This is probably what I need to tap into more so we can improve our relationship. Natalie, is anything you want to add?
No. Yes. Thank you. I think you did an excellent job and you are perfectly on time. So congratulations to you. We got 2 minutes left. So I will say that you currently are doing free consultations. So if
Yes.
anybody wants to um, get a taste of working with you, specifically around non-traditional relationships, maybe jealousy issues, knowing themselves, examining, having somebody to talk to about what they need and, how to go out there and find a new person. They can definitely call Joe and book a free consultation with you, or they can go to the website and book a free consultation. It might be with Joe. So, but I'll call Joe and tell her that we're telling everybody right now that they can book a free consultation with you if they want to. Tell them you are on the what's the name of this? Atlanta Sex Therapy at Inside Look, and that's where you
Yes.
heard about the fabulous Jessica. And just feel free. So, all right. With that being said, Jessica, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody have a good day, and we are out. Okay, bye.